I published over 1,800 books. Seems simple now. Definitely took a long time. But it all began in the 1990s. I had my own flooring sales and service business. And instead of coming home and watching TV after dinner, I sat at the computer and started selling new and used books. As I got selling used books, I noticed there were some titles that it would cost you hundreds of dollars, even thousands of dollars, to be able to purchase that used copy. So I bought one of those books. It cost me, I think, around $600. I took it to a local printer in Dubuque, Iowa, and they took the book apart and they scanned it page by page, and we had the book published. It retailed for, I think it was $60 at the time. If I'm going to sell it to bookstores or whatever, then I usually give 40% discount. The norm is 55%. But and then because I did it locally, I had to have 100 copies published at a time. So that cost me $2,500, which was $25 per title. So if I sold, so I'd make, if I sold it wholesale, then it'd be $35 or so, and I'd make about $10, on the book. But there were also collectors that were buying that book, so then I'd be making the full markup. And amazingly, I had that book republished 4 times, or published 4 times. So I ended up selling over 400 copies of it. I made thousands of dollars selling that, and thus began my journey into publishing books. And of course, it was very expensive in the beginning. And then there was around 10 or so other books that I did the same way, one after the other. I published them and then promote them and that. And then came along KDP Amazon. Well, actually, it was CreateSpace before Amazon even. Where then now it wouldn't cost you any money to publish your book online. And then Amazon and KDP Amazon ended up, taking over or buying out CreateSpace. And so now you could publish it, get it on Amazon, they're promoting it, it gets selling, and it just continued to grow from there. By September of 2014, I had 188 book and ebook titles available. And then, I'm from the United States, my business is based in the United States. Then I moved to the Philippines. And from there, I kept building that up to provide my income here, since I can't go out and work a regular job. So I continued to build that up. And today, that's it. I'm at 1,800 plus titles published. I've helped other people become Amazon best-selling authors. I do coaching programs, etc., etc. And anybody can do this. And that's it. I published on, actually before CreateSpace, I started publishing with Lightning Source. When you go to Amazon, if it's a public domain book, which many of mine are, they want online proof that it's public domain. So then they want to show them a website. There it is. There they can see when it was published. Prove it's public domain. Okay, they'll let you publish it on KDP Amazon. But there are some books that are not online at all. There's no anything to prove anything. And that's when I started, and I took those to Lightning Source because they don't have that requirement. I know it's public domain. I'm not going to allow myself to get sued by stealing somebody else's property. So, but there again, then the expense was, well, now to get that title set up, there's fees involved with that. If you're having to scan the original book, or if you're providing the text file, it costs money. But that helped me for a few years. And then again, CreateSpace and KDP Amazon became free. Well, then that opened up the floodgates. And I certainly could have many thousands and more books published if that's all I did was continue to publish. But I got involved with other things as well. It's good to diversify your income. And so that's how I came about having 1,800 plus books and ebooks currently published. And that will be expanded as time goes on. And I want to be able to, leave this as part of my legacy to my family so they can continue to benefit from it. If you have any questions, if you have anything that you would like to know about especially when it comes to publishing, put your question in the comments, and I will answer that. I will provide a video for that. It's currently August the 11th in 2026, and I'm now going to focus on, building up this channel consistently now. I'm actually moving away from websites and moving on to using YouTube and Substack for my work. I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. To your success, Mel Waller.